handguns have you guys recovered from that scene? Does that equal the amount of shooters you guys think there were?
So at this time, our investigators are still working that. The exact amount is unknown right now. We're not sure if it's a one-to-one ratio for guns to individuals.
If Hunt is the first person to open fire, why is he not being called a suspect? He's just being called the first person to pull out the gun on people at a party.
Well, because there are still more interviews that have to be had. We're still waiting for some individuals to be able to be interviewed. So until we have all the facts, we don't want to put out anything that's going to, I guess, taint the investigation. We want to make sure we give the most accurate information that we possibly can.
So you're not calling him a suspect?
At this time, we are not giving out any titles without doing a thorough investigation.
So was there an altercation, yes or no?
There was an altercation, possibly, but that is still to be determined.
Before he opened fire or after?
That's what we're trying to determine, what led up to the event, to understand what the motive was behind it.
Where does the homeowner stand in all this? Someone invited him there.
Yeah, so we, through the investigation, we understand that all the people involved were invited to the home, to include Mr. Hunt, and that everyone that was there was a guest of the homeowner.
Did Hunt know the victims?
As far as his personal relationship with the people involved, that is unknown right now.
This confirmed he's an Army veteran, and have you looked into social media, any signs that could have led up to this?
As far as his military affiliation, I'm unsure at this time, and our investigators are working the social media angle to find out more about him.
Have any witnesses or family members of his that you've talked to, have they indicated, his time in the service, any PTSD, was he triggered at all?
It's, like I said, the investigation is still ongoing. It's unsure as to what may have caused him to commit this act. Our investigators are working diligently with all those parties you mentioned to determine Mr. Hunt's status and why he may have, decided to do this.
There were some social media posts of Hunt with guns, ammo. Are you guys aware of this post? Were you aware of it before?
So at this time, I have no information on the social media post, but I can assure you, if there's one there, our detectives are working that angle to find out more information.
You said you're checking social media. Have you gone so far as to talk to CID, the Criminal Investigation Division for the military, pull his C file, pull his medical records, pull his appointments and all that?
So as far as the extent that our CID team here has reached out to the military CID team, I'm unaware of that, but that is a good question. When we get updated information on that, we definitely will release it.
How long was he at the party?
The timeline is unsure right now. There's still, as I said, there's still people to be interviewed to understand exactly how the entire gathering progressed.
Was this a 4th of July party?
No, this was, well, I'm not sure if it was a 4th of July party. I know it did not occur on the 4th of July.
Were there children there, and were any children injured?
As far as we know, there were no children injured. Unsure if there were any in attendance, though.
It seems you have a lot of questions just like we do. Why is it so hard to figure out if it was a confrontation, an altercation, an argument, something's hard? Like, there should be more specificity to it.
Well, in situations like this, with so many people being there, so many witnesses and individuals there, it takes time in order for us to get information, accurate information from everyone that was involved. And we want to make sure, just like you, we get out the information pertinent to our community so we answer all of their questions. At this time, we just want to ensure the community that there is no ongoing threat.
When you say multiple shots were fired back after Jason Hunt opened fire, do you mean to say people were trying to protect others, protect themselves from him doing any more damage?
That's possible. Like I said, the motive for his firing and then what occurred after that is still being looked into to find out exactly what triggered the other individuals as well.
So someone's gunfire ended up killing him?
We're not sure. That's for the ME's office to determine right now.
How many victims in total shot?
I'm sorry?
How many victims were actually shot?
Well,
Shot in general?
Well, the mode of, like I said, the mode of their either death or injury is still ongoing right now. Some of them are still in the hospital, and unfortunately, I don't have that information right now.
Do you know what weapon Hunt used, weapons?
No, all the weapons that seem to be involved were identified as handguns, but the specific type of weapon or make and model is unknown to us right now.
Do you know who that gun was registered to?
No, at this point, we don't have that information. It's something that we're still looking into.
Couple of questions.
Yes, sir.
The homeowner.
Mm-hmm.
Is the homeowner one of the injured people or dead people?
At this time, the individuals that were simply injured, I don't have much information on them. The list of individuals that unfortunately lost their lives, we have released that.
The reason I'm asking is it seems you would start with the homeowner who invited at least 3 people and say, hey, was there a fight? They're responsible for the home. They should know what's going on. And their event, it's like they should have the bulk of your questions, the answers, I guess.
Right, I understand that, and to my knowledge, they're still in contact with the homeowner and conducting investigations to understand exactly what led Mr. Hunt to commit this act.
So if you say what led him to commit this act, why is he not the suspect in this shooting?
Because in order for us to determine who is the suspect, who's, the different titles that you could give them, we have to know the full story on what happened to determine those different roles.
Respectfully, sir.
Yes.
If he's the first person that started shooting, doesn't that solve this on that side? Isn't he the suspect then, if he's the one that pulled out a gun and started shooting?
I mean, that's easy to say without knowing everything, but we are not going to give him that nomenclature at this time. But the biggest thing that we want to focus on is our hearts go out to the families of the individuals who were shot and or injured. We appreciate your patience as we go through this investigation. This is a complex item, and we just want to make sure that the citizens know we are here for them. We will do everything that we can to get this done in a timely manner. Thank you.
Let me ask one more, sir. The people, they appreciate the thoughts and prayers, but they are calling us saying there was no confrontation. This man did it.
Okay.
I mean, can you just come clean and tell them, or be honest and say, we don't know what we don't know? Are you withholding some of it? Or like, what's really going on? It seems hard to not figure out who pulled the first trigger. If all eyes point to him, even injured people in the hospital, somebody's got to say, no, it wasn't him, or it was all him. There shouldn't be a lot of back and forth.
Well, with other people not being able to be interviewed at this time, we don't have all the facts to point directly to one person as the individual who caused it all.
Is it possible someone could have
Last
provoked him?
question.
For him to actually open fire? You have to know through the interviews what led up to him pulling out his gun. There were people that were right by him saying they watched him sit up, stand up, and start shooting at people.
Okay, but at the same time, this just happened. It's fluid. We are still learning a lot of information. What I can tell you is that as we get information, we will release it to you. There's no reason for us to withhold anything or attempt to not tell the community what's going on. That is our job as police officers, is to protect our community and keep you well informed. So as things come out, we will keep you updated. Thank you.
That's what the people say, not me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what